Jim Cross is retiring. I need you to put these on, Jim. Oh, I need you to put some headphones on because Patricia wants to talk to you as well. It's been an emotional day here. I was in the studio in the segment watching you with everybody in the staff watching a video they put together for you. And I was getting emotional just watching all of you out there.
It was, it was very emotional to watch it.
It's interesting. Did you expect this day to hit you the way it's hit you?
I expected it to hit me. The video really hit me.
Did it?
Yeah, it was tremendous. I mean, to see everybody, to hear, their thoughts and Wolfley probably pretty much put me over the edge because Wolf.
Yeah.
And it was touching.
It's fascinating because we all work together and we're all busy during the day and we hang out as much as we can. But today's today kind of is the significance is how much you've touched so many lives. Did you know that ahead? I mean, did you feel that ahead of time?
Not this many.
Really?
No, I mean, everybody you work with, I mean, you're closer to some than others, but I knew I impacted people, but I didn't know maybe to this extent. I mean, one of the things I felt, you had Ron, I may have been here since I got here.
Yeah.
That was great. Seeing some of the younger reporters and their thoughts was nice. This next generation.
Well, Patricia, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, sure. When I started working at KTAR 3 years ago, I had no idea I was going to work with one of the best probably. But every morning I came in and I talked to Jim, and I'm really going to miss that. I don't even want to talk about it right now because I'm getting all choked up. But I really miss, I don't have a grandfather, and he reminded me of one. And those talks in the morning and just, being ourselves and hanging out and talking about everyday things and his daughter. And I just feel like a part of our lives, every day is leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's going to miss him.
To be able to engage the way you do. And it comes through on the air, but behind the scenes, we all know in this business that there are people behind the scenes that are not the way we hear them on the microphone. And you are an even more fun, smarter, better person off the air than what we get to hear on the air.
I agree with that.
To say the least.
I appreciate it.
So let's talk about what's next, because you don't seem like the type of guy to me that's going to spend the rest of your life doing nothing.
No, I honestly don't know. I'm really looking forward to time off, to decompress and take some, relaxing time. You never know what the future holds down the road. I mean, I'll do something again. I mean, I'm 64 almost. A lot of life left to go. And, I felt it was, just my time. And
no second thoughts?
No. Good. No, not. I mean, well, after watching the video, I'm like, a little bit. But I mean, it was time. I mean, it's a lot of younger people coming up. A lot of, I've had my time, and it's time to get on.
When you and I talked about this, the Hall of Fame part of your life, being inducted into the Broadcasters Hall of Fame here in Arizona, did you ever, throughout your career, have you known that you were on that kind of a path? Did you know that you were kind of that highly regarded here in the Valley?
I had no idea. And it never was a goal of mine, I guess. I mean, I don't want to sound bad about it. But it wasn't something I thought about. It was like, I got to be in the Hall. I was honored to get there, but it was not the overall objective.
The body of work, you are so well known for. I don't think there's no question that there's not anybody in the state of Arizona that's ever covered the wildfires and those situations like you have. You immersed yourself in that world. What motivated you to be so immersed in that world? It wasn't just covering them. I mean, you trained with the firefighters, and what motivated you to want to be that immersed in that world so you could talk about it the way you have?
Growing up around fires in Idaho, when I lived up there, when I was a young kid, a teenager, They would have some enormous fires down in an area called McCall, which is not far north of Boise. And I started covering fires about 87, 88, kind of on a limited basis, nowhere near the amount of fire we have here. But I came down here, started covering fires, met people, got kind of entwined with the fire community and made a lot of friends. And I'm glad I did. They kind of took me under their wing, a lot of them, and taught me the ropes, so to speak. And I'll always be appreciative of the fire people for that. They're a lot like police. They're really tight knit, and to actually be kind of accepted in that group is nice.
And we don't know unless you've done some of the things you have, and to me, to a very, very small degree, if you've never been exposed to what they're exposed to when they walk into a situation like that, it is so dangerous. And it's not just the dangers they face when they're fighting a fire. It's the carcinogens.
Yes.
It's the long-term dangers and long-term health effects that they face. And they all do it knowing that it's going to happen.
Yes. I mean, and honestly, the last few years, that has started getting more and more and more much deserved attention. That the carcinogens, what they're dealing with. I was at the Wallow fire back in 2011, and I didn't think I needed to wear a mask. That was stupid. And if you heard my voice, I think after the first 2 days, for about the next 2 days, you would not know who I was. It thrashed my voice.
Well, you've got that voice that we're all envious of. You've got the deep voice. I can only imagine.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't go deep. It went high.
It did. From the smoke.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, I'd never been probably that sick in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, there's so much smoke up there because it was days. It would stay fairly low to the ground. It was almost like clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun looked like an orange marble for days. I mean, you couldn't see through it.
When you think about this career, when did it hit you? When did you realize that you had become the mentor? Because you talked about people that mentored you a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
When did you realize you were when you sit out there, you're not just doing your job. There are a lot of people that were watching you.
Yeah. And I like to help them. I mean, it makes me feel good. I mean,
when did you realize it had happened?
Oh, I don't know. I guess the older you get, but probably in the last few years. I mean, you're so focused on doing your job, and you don't notice that other people are watching so much. And then, but they'll ask questions. Our younger reporters will ask really good questions. I mean, and you go, okay, look for this, this, and this, and they take it to heart, and hopefully it'll make them better reporters.
It's I hope you take that as a compliment, because there's a lot of people. When I first came into the business, it was late in life, but I was still a rookie. And there were people that I sought out that I really respected. I didn't want to be like them, but I definitely wanted to learn from them. And when I came here, you were one of the people I gravitated to. First of all, you really are the cowboy in the building. You are the guy. But it was more than that. It was you're a consummate professional, but you're such a personable guy, and you seemed approachable, and you seem like that with everybody else. But you were somebody that I would want advice from. Do you take that as a compliment?
Yeah, I love talking to people. I mean, radio people, TV people in all walks of life, firefighters like we talked to, police officers. I mean, it's always interesting to hear different people's takes, especially outside of this business, because we're kind of we're in it. And if you get to, see people outside of this, your scenes all the time, and get to hear different opinions on politics or whatever the case may be.
I think what you should do is, and I think it would take off like wildfire, no pun intended. I think you should start a podcast or a video blog where you critique the media.
Oh boy.
Where you go on now, you listen, you can now say whatever you want about whoever you want. And you can now look at what I say on the air and what happens in the afternoons, or what the news department is doing, or people at any of the other broadcast channels, and just pick them apart.
That ain't going to happen.
Why not?
No.
Come on.
No, I mean,
do it in fun.
Oh, well, I'm fine. But, I've just been around it so much. I know how tough the business is, and there's always a lot of criticism. And I mean, there's times you hear things and it stings, and I'm sure it's the same case with other reporters.
Yep.
They work hard, and somebody will. I mean, you could have 100 posts on X saying how great something was, and you get one post, and for some reason your mind gravitates toward that.
It is. It doesn't matter how many nice things people say. No. You read one horrible comment. It could be from some anonymous person you've never met, and it's like, what? And it bothers you all day.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to be around this morning. I want to talk some more with you, but on the air, I want to say you have been such a good friend and someone to talk to, only as sporadically as we have in the mornings, but you've been such a fun person to work with. It has been a true joy, and you are one of the most professional guys I've ever been around, and I hope we don't lose touch.
We won't.
I hope we stay in touch. I want to find you where now we can go out and grab a drink together.
Right.
And you can tell me some of the stories I need to know.
Okay.
All right. That's Jim Cross. Thanks again, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.